Ladies and gentlemen, there is a TikTok video of this white pastor, and some people are like, oh, he's racist. But you know what, y'all? White pastors have always been this way. I've heard about this kind of stuff even when I was in childhood. And look, when you watch some of the old slave movies, if they got scenes in there of white pastors talking, you can even hear the racism in those scenes. It was the white pastors that told these people what they were doing to us during chattel slavery, the heinous treatment was justified. Somehow we were wicked and we deserved to be punished. Trust me. We didn't deserve to be punished by any of you. Okay. But, and also know most lynchings, and I found this out just from doing my family tree, took place on a Sunday afternoon after these demons got out of church. And these pastors, these white pastors, were full participants in lynchings. They didn't just stand around, many of them fully participated in stringing up and hanging black men. So when you see these kind of videos come out, and we've seen several of them because I've done several of them, it should not be shocking that these sort of things are going on even to this very day. So I'm going to show you just a small clip of what he said, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary. In his case, I don't fully disagree with him, but it gives you an idea of the kind of messages they give in these white churches when it's really not many of us or none of us around. I mean, look, I've showed you one that was talking about slavery. No, I think I showed you about two of them that was about slavery, and you saw their oddball racist positions on slavery. I've showed you one that was in blackface, and he claimed he was being Ray Charles, and Ray Charles didn't look anything like this man the way he was looking. And now you got this pastor. Now, this pastor is really talking about interracial couples. But to be honest with you, I don't fully disagree with him. But those of you that are in interracial relationships, you'll probably take deep offense to what you're going to hear him say. But nobody should be shocked by this. I remember when I was a child and learning some of the history, I also learned about many of these white pastors being full participants in doing all kinds of heinous things. And just also remember, many of them were also slave owners themselves. So even to this very day, they will preach these type of sermons in the church, and nobody flinches at it because it's been so commonplace in this society and a big fabric of Christianity in this country. And when you see stuff like this, you have to question, why are so many of our people still in Christianity when you know where that came from? Our people, we were not Christians when these people showed up. They introduced Christianity, and look at how it's turned out. And many of our people, it had to be beat into them. You accept it or you die. And just knowing that piece of history, it turns me off from even being involved in it. But still, our people on a Sunday, which is not even the seventh day, still gets up and they participate in it. They are full participants. So I'm going to play this video clip and I'll be right back with the rest of my commentary.
Pitiful thing. Not holy, not wonderful, and everybody should do it. Friends, it's worldly. Why is it so many black basketball stars, black football stars, black baseball stars want a white wife? Why? Lord have mercy. It's another defiance of God's law. It is a worldly way. And then it creeps over into the message. Tell me what's the difference in preaching against bobbed hair, painted face, shorts, all this, that, and other, being worldly, and we let this worldly means come right in, and we're afraid to say one thing about it.
Okay, so you heard what he said. He's saying pretty much that he would never marry an interracial couple, and it didn't matter if it's a black man, white woman, or white man, black woman. He won't marry you if you are an interracial couple. Now, like I said, I'm not fully offended by what he said, but we have a lot of people in our community that do participate in those kind of marriages, and they'll hear something like this and be deeply offended, or they're dating someone out of their race and they would hear this and be deeply offended. But y'all let me know what you think. You got to look at this as it is. This is real American history right here. Right here. So you have a Christian church, and you think back and reflect back on the videos that I have showed you, and you see this is a very common thing. Racism, as far as I'm concerned, Sunday is the most racist day in America. It is. You would think, oh, well, people are getting up and going to church. No, it's still very segregated, although, you do have some integrated congregations, but y'all, many of these churches have never integrated. Never. And they never will at this point. Not that it would make that big of a difference. The bottom line of the matter is it shows you how deeply rooted racism is in Christianity. and it will always be this way. You see the white evangelicals in this country, and it's never going away. It's never going away. So if this is what you choose to do with your life, you have at it. I certainly will never be joining Christianity again. Mm-mm. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.